Hello friends, how are you? I hope you are good. Today I will continue the chapter chemistry of carbohydrate. Before that I will recap the previous video. In the chemistry of carbohydrate we have seen that the general characteristics of the carbohydrate. For example, carbohydrates are nothing but they are the neutral biomolecules and they are called as saccharide or saccharon. In Greek word saccharon means sugar. Then we have seen that the carbohydrates are formed in the process of photosynthesis. Means that the sucrose carbohydrate will form in the process of photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is nothing but here you must know that in the presence of carbon dioxide and water in the plants, there will be the formation of carbohydrate, and in the presence of light as well as the green pigment in the plant known as chlorophyll. So you must know that the sucrose is one of the important carbohydrate which will form from the plants. Carbohydrates are widely distributed in plants and animals. We have seen yesterday, and they give the function of storage and structural component of the living organism, or we can say tissues. So here we have seen the general characteristics of carbohydrate. Then the important functions we have seen. The important functions of the carbohydrates are they show the storage function. I have told you that glycogen is stored in the liver, and whenever it is required by the body in the form of glucose, it will be converted to glucose in the liver and it will flow towards the bloodstream to maintain the blood glucose concentration. Moreover, the cellular messages can be driven by the different cells from one cell to another here, and it is called as intercommunication takes place between the cells in the body and acts as a secondary messenger. Then we have seen that it acts as a fiber. Carbohydrate, they act as a fiber. Fibers are important in our body to make the food bulky. So here the fibers, for example cellulose, the plant fiber is cellulose. Cellulose is important polysaccharide which is present in the plant. It cannot be digested in our body due to the absence of an enzyme known as cellulase, and it acts as a fiber. So fiber prevents so many diseases in our body. For example, diabetes, cardiovascular diseases. So we can say that the fibers are important for our body. Then we have seen that these carbohydrates, they form another compound like glycoprotein, glycolipids in our body, which are nothing but they are the contents of the cell plasma membrane. Plasma membrane, we know that plasma membrane, it contains carbohydrates, lipids and proteins. So for their function, these are the important constituents which are present in our plasma membrane. Now we'll see that the structure of glucose here. In the structure of glucose, this is the structure belongs to glucose, that is D-glucose, and this is nothing but it is aldose, and here towards right side it is D-fructose, and fructose is nothing but it is ketose. Glucose is aldose and fructose is ketose. So here we have given here the structure. This structure have 6 carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the structure belongs to Fischer, the scientist known as Fischer. So he has given first reported the structure of D-glucose, that is aldose, and here the structure of D-fructose is given. So you must know the difference between these. These are both are monosaccharide, but the difference is that at primary carbon atom the C will be connected with double bond O and H will be present there, and here at carbon atom number C in fructose, C double bond O is present. So this is the difference between the glucose. Here CHO will be present, that is aldose, and here C double bond O present, it is ketose. So this is the Fischer structure given by the Fischer. And this glucose and fructose, they will have ring structure also. So this ring structure given by Howard. So here you must know that the scientist Howard has given the ring structure. This ring structure is formed due to the first carbon atom, that is, you must know, the aldehyde or ketone group will react with the carbon atom number 4 and 5, and here OH is present. So this hydroxyl group will react from 4 and 5 carbon atom number with the aldehyde or ketone group of the glucose, and it will form a ring structure known as alpha D glucopyranose, and fructose will have alpha D glucofuranose. So these are the ring structure which are present or which are given by the glucose here. So you must know that. So this is the structure belongs to the glucose and fructose given by the Howard, and this structure is given by the Fischer. So here now we'll see the chemical properties of monosaccharide first, and then we will see the other characteristics of the monosaccharide. Now here, what are the different chemical properties we can see here now? The properties with the monosaccharide. Monosaccharide, we already know that they are the simple sugars soluble in water, sweet in taste, and cannot hydrolyze further. So here the first property of this monosaccharide is action with mineral acid. So you must know that the first property of this monosaccharide is action of the sugar or monosaccharide with mineral acids. You know that mineral acids are of different types. Different types means they are concentrated sulfuric acid, nitric acid, hydrochloric acid. So these acids, they react with the sugar molecule, and what happens here? Furfural will form. Furfural. What is furfural? I will explain you. When the sugar monosaccharide will react with mineral acid. For example, here we'll take the example of concentrated H2SO4. So here, when monosaccharides are treated with the concentrated H2SO4, what will happen? We'll see now. In a test tube, we have to take glucose solution, 2 ml of glucose solution. Okay. Then you have to hold this test tube with the help of the holder, and in slanting position you have to add dropwise concentrated sulfuric acid. Mind it well, sulfuric acid is not to suck with the help of mouth, but you have to take with the help of the thumb from the beaker. And if you just get one drop of this concentrated sulfuric acid, so that will become very difficult. Okay, so you cannot take the concentrated sulfuric acid by sucking, but you have to take with the help of the pipette from the beaker. That is very important thing. Now 2 ml of the glucose solution is taken here. Now how this glucose solution is prepared? You have to take dextrose powder or glucose powder in a beaker, and you have to add water and shake it well. Instead of beaker, you have to take in a volumetric flask and shake it well, and that will become the glucose solution. So you must know that 2 ml of glucose solution you have to take with the help of pipette in a test tube. Then you have to add the concentrated sulfuric acid. Suppose this is a test tube, and you have to just keep in a slanting position, and you have to just add the concentrated sulfuric acid drop wise. Your tip of the pipette should be inside of the test tube, and you have to slowly release the drop of the concentrated sulfuric acid. and after releasing that, you have to just bring the test tube in a original position. You'll find a very fine ring that will be in violet color. But this violet color will appear after adding 1 or 2 drops of alpha naphthol before adding H2SO4. 2 drops of alpha naphthol before adding the H2SO4. Then you will get a fine ring at the junction. This ring is nothing but it will be in violet in color. If you will add the concentrated sulfuric acid rapidly, then you will not get the ring structure here. Is it clear? So you have to add slowly. Ring structure is nothing but it is a furfural which is formed by the alpha naphthol, or you can say that alpha naphthol is condensed and sugar molecule is dehydrated, means release of water molecule will be there from the sugar molecule. Release of water molecule means dehydration. Dehydration takes place here, and that is nothing but this test is known as Molish test. Molish test. And here you must know that the Molish test, sugars are treated with the monosaccharides are treated with the concentrated sulfuric acid, and by adding 1 or 2 drop of alpha naphthol, getting violet ring structure, and this structure is in the center of the test tube. It should not come below or above, at the center of the test tube, because it will give 2 equal layers, the upper layer and the lower level layer. So you must know that this is a Molish test. Another property of the monosaccharide is oxidation of sugar. Here we will see how these monosaccharides are oxidized. First, you must know that due to this oxidation, some acids are formed. For example, when glucose is oxidized, aldonic acid will form. Aldonic acid. And another acid known as saccharic acid. And third will be uranic acid. So these are the acids which are formed by the oxidation of monosaccharide, or example glucose. When glucose is oxidized, aldonic acid is formed here, and when the aldehyde and ketone group of glucose will show, and there will be the formation of saccharic acid in presence of nitric acid, HNO3. HNO3 is nothing but I just now told you that mineral acid. It is when HNO3 will react with monosaccharide or glucose, it will form saccharic acid. And how this uranic acid will form? Uranic acid will form here by the action of enzyme, or there may be absence of enzyme also. So here you can say that uranic acid is formed by the monosaccharide or glucose. You can say that. So here this aldehyde or ketone group of the monosaccharide will react with the alcohol group. Therefore, this uranic acid will form here. Alcohol group means OH. So this is the oxidation reaction of the monosaccharide. Then I will explain you the other property, reduction of the monosaccharide. In this reduction process, glucose will form sorbitol when reduction will take place, and here it is nothing but D-glucose, D-mannose will form D-mannitol. This is all D. You must know that. Why D it is? Dextrorotatory. You must know. D-mannitol. And D-fructose will give rise to D-mannitol and D-sorbitol, and D-galactose will show the reduction and will form dulcitol, D-dulcitol. So these are nothing but the reduction of monosaccharide will take place, and different types of compounds are formed here. The different substances are formed. These substances, which is known as tol in the suffix TOL. This suffix is meant only for the alcohols. The sorbitol is one of the type of alcohol. Mannitol, it is also another type. Then dulcitol, it is also. Now we'll see what is the importance of this mannitol. So here this mannitol, which is formed, it is an alcohol, and this alcohol is important to reduce the cerebral edema in our body. Cerebral edema. And the sorbitol which is formed, this sometimes it is accumulated in the lenses and will develop the cataracts. You must know that in the old people above 60, cataract is developed in the eyeball, and this sorbitol sometimes it is accumulated in the lenses and there will be the formation of cataract, development of the cataract. So these is nothing but the reduction of monosaccharide and the formation of sugar alcohols. Formation of sugar alcohol. These are the sugar alcohols. The compounds which are formed, they are called as sugar alcohols. I will stop here only. If you like my lecture, please subscribe, share, like it, and give some comments. Thank you very much.